Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, my name is LuvGangster, and welcome to Owlet. We're talking about that majors action. Top four teams battling it out to see which one is going to be the number 3 team or number 2 team in the league in this stage. I'm alongside one of the top main tanks here tonight, Chaos, part of Ghost
Hey, everybody.
Peppers. Yeah, so Chaos, tell me a little bit about these two teams right before we go into this match.
Well, playing against both of them, myself, I can kind of tell you from like a tank standpoint here, but Yes is as far as I'm aware, they're a goats only team. We're probably only going to see goats getting out from them. From my understanding, that's what they practice, that's what they play. And the Megs on the opposite hand, they're hyper aggressive. I've seen them play a lot of goats, but they also seem to they seem to change it up as well, and they'll play a little bit more with the DPS because they can. I don't know what we're going to see out of both teams here, and whether or not the lineup is going to who's going to take it from this. I think it's possible that Yes may take this if they're able to keep goats, but it also can depend on the Megs being able to pull out some DPS. So.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I watched your game versus Yes, and that's the one that Yes pulled out just recently, and that was a bit of an upset. Very interesting. They actually ran, I mean, you talk about goats, but they also, I think they ran a few different sorts of like styles of goats, or they had like
Yes, they have a very wide repertoire of goat types. They use floats with Winston. They use it with hamster. I think if I remember correctly, they did play hamster against us. It's been a week now. I don't quite remember. They usually use that. They use McCree goats. A lot of, even if you can't really call it goats, 3-2-1, 3-3-3s, a lot of those. Basically they always run triple healer, it seems.
Interesting.
So we'll have to wait and see if they pull that out. Megs, I think, are a little bit more apt to using 2-2-2, so we'll have to wait and see what they win. But we're going into LuvGangster Tower here, so this is a very goats heavy comp. So I think we'll probably see that maybe from both teams here.
Sure, but this map is also known for having a few variations of goats, so it's not just going to be the straight, you know, Zenyatta, Lucio, just whatever, the same sort of goats that we usually see. Sometimes you see some Mei, sometimes you even see like a Reaper sort of thing in this map. So as we go into this one...
I also see Pharah with a pharmacy coming out, especially on night market due to the open area in the middle.
Yeah, for sure. Which team is more apt to take that out, you think?
In this case, I think the Megs definitely have a chance to pull it out. I don't know how well they're going to be able to play it. I know when we were playing against the Megs, I think we pulled Pharah out on them a couple times on our team. I don't know if they have a specific player for that. I'm going to be honest, I'm not really remembering a lot of the players to who they play on this. But I think they're the ones who we're probably going to see that from. I still think we're going to see goats from Yes. And actually, we're not. We're going to see Torb. Actually, that might change. Okay, nope, they're definitely changing that one over. I was conflicted for a second because I really want to see Torb.
Don't get debated, Chaos. Don't get debated.
I want Torb.
Look, I've actually seen Torb get pulled out in minors before, but I don't know if I've seen it in majors. I don't think
we actually pulled it out a few times in majors, mostly towards the ending games. Our player DPS Jackson loves them, but yeah, we're gonna see goats coming out from and Pharah coming out from Megs over here with Magic Hat on Pharah.
That's your pharmacy. So we're going to see what they can do with the Pharah Sombra combo. They're going to want to hack, I suppose, the Diva or the Reinhardt and then try to get in as much damage as possible. So we see this initial team fight. They're going in as if it's goats, but shield wasn't held up. That's a big purple onto the side of Megs, and now they're all going to go down. Ochre actually kills Fancy Bunny, so it's not completely lost from Cat. Barely gets off the Riz on the Fancy Bunny, although the boop almost got in. So now it looks like, I don't know, it could be anyone's fight, although Magic Hat getting the kill on Steiner looks like they're going to have control over this one. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Yeah, after that first push, what happened?
Going into that first push there, it seemed like Yes came in and they kind of separated their front line to the back line. You saw Testing get hacked, so he wasn't able to completely support the way he wanted to with the D-Matrix. So you saw the Pharah come in from the Megs and be able to just bombard and do damage to their Reinhardt, to Paper Sword, who is a bit aggressive. Now we're going to see them coming up top for a different route. Good strategy. Let's see if they can get Paper Sword here.
A few big rockets there coming in for Magic. Okay, he's already got his ult. He's going to be looking to use that jumper, or he gets an initial kill on Steiner. Once again, going down pretty early in the team fight. And the Justice is raining down and the triple.
Yeah, beautiful bombardment from Magic Hat there on the Pharah. Pharah really doing what she's paid to do here and just staggering out, testing there with the Rhine and the Zarya too. So that's going to be big for them, even if it's only a few seconds. Every second counts in this game mode.
Yeah, for sure. Really good job of using the pressure of his team as they were backing up. She went in, Magic Cat went in and had the whatever the ult is called. What is that ult called? The Justice
Um,
Rains Down ult.
oh god,
Barrage.
I call it bombardment. It's barrage. Okay,
Bombardment.
yes. I call it bombardment, but it's barrage. And I think we're gonna see now the ult economy is actually still right now in the favor of the Megs because they have EMP, which is a game-winning ult. We're probably gonna see it come out here now.
Fancy
And Fancy coming up on a shatter. We'll probably see a combo of the two.
Yeah, but Super Sword got his ult kind of early. He's running straight in. Ult on the Kappa doesn't hit him, but meanwhile the EMP gets out there and hits, I think, 4 people. Ochre takes out Fancy Bunny in the meanwhile, and so now looks like without a main, the fight can go either way. Magic Cat once again gets ult, but this time nothing doing. They're all purple though on the side of Yes, and so they're gonna try to take advantage of that, but not gonna be able to do much with it. We only have Cat on the point using Valkyrie to stay alive on the point as long as possible. Try to get to 99%. They're gonna get to
98%. That's well within the 1 game limit. They just need to retake the point now and win that fight, and they should be able to take this map away from Yes right now. Beautiful job there, though, I gotta say, from Steiner. If you notice, he hid during the EMP, came right out with the Transcendence, basically saved his team. Testing lost his mech early. A few seconds earlier, it might have been good, but it was a beautiful play. You saw the EMP come out. They were able to take out Fancy Bunny, and from there, just kind of sweep towards the point, one at a time, take him out. Good try coming in from Magic Cat. Big ult coming out from Lord Felonius here.
yeah, big ult coming out.
Getting caught out of position, tries to shatter, loses it.
Yeah, they tried right there. There was a big hack onto their Diva player from Jumper, but afterwards nothing doing. It looks like they're still going to try to push on the point because, like you said, it's a one-fight sort of thing. And it looks like, oh, Cat's going to go down to Laser Blitz, and so this might be what they need to take this point. So we see another support go down. That's all she wrote for that team fight. Now they're going to have to back out of there. So it looks like they were going to win that team fight at the beginning. The grab didn't seem like it was doing much, but what happened?
Going into that, they did a beautiful grab. Got four people, I believe, in there. Or was it 3? It was 4, I think. Inside the grab. Beat came out though from, I believe it's Osher. It might be Okra. I've never been good at pronouncing that name, even when we were fighting them. But he got the beat out, which actually saved them. Fancy Bunny committed the charge to the play without there being really much there. Probably would have been better to walk up and just start swinging. But he committed the charge to that fight and ended up behind the enemy line. So when the grab was over, they were able to just surround him and take it. But we're kind of see EMP come out here and possibly a barrage.
Here comes
Doesn't
EMP.
really get much with it, but gets the Zen.
Yeah, he only gets the Zen, but it looks like that might be enough. And no, it's still an equal team fight for both these teams. Testing gets demeched, it seems. Actually uses the bomb, gets Magic Cat and Lord of Lois. So now, Yes is still controlling this fight. Not only are they controlling the fight, they're controlling the point. They're at 90, 97, 98. They're at the run back on
about to touch, though.
Yeah, would only looking around, but...
Brig only went on point. Not going to be able to get out.
They're not going to be able to touch it again. Wow. What happened there?
I gotta say, in that last fight, it felt very discombobulated. You saw Jumper really wanted the Zen, which is a good use of an EMP. I will not deny that it's a very good use of an EMP to kill the enemy Zen. However, you saw that Yes, on the one side, had moved up far enough that they were outside of the range of the EMP. So, although they lost their Zen, the bombardment came out from Magic Cat. They were able to kill the Mercy early enough in the fight as well, so you lost that healing for the Magic Cat. Magic Cat, because the bombardment gets stuck as well, he takes out testing from the mech, demech. Great use of bomb also, always use it when you're demeching like that, you know, it's a great defensive ult to let yourself get remech. But we're gonna see them come out here, but unfortunately it's just a culmination of events there, I think, where Yes did a great job killing the primary targets that they needed to in that fight to maintain it. So we're going to see Dive coming out, though, from the Megs here. And we're going to see the standard Goats comp coming out once again from Yes on the point.
Yeah, Dive versus Goats. Let's see if they can get enough poke damage here on the side of Dive to allow them to jump in here. It looks like right now Magic Cat's going in the backline along with their Sombra. And now, from the other side, Fancy Bunny and Lord of Lois are going to dive in. So it doesn't look like they're going to get much here as Magic Cat goes down. They take out Steiner once again early in the team. But it looks like Goats is still going to control this with the extra healing that they have. 3 healers. Once again, here comes a dive from the 2 tanks, but they're going to go down as...
commitment there, I think, coming out from the Winston in that fight from Fancy Bunny. I think they're going to have to pull out of this fight right now. Yes has already taken the point. Coming into that fight, it was a very good job at the start by the Megs. I really liked what they did there. They played purely passive. The DPS had an opportunity to kind of come in. something my coach has been trying to get me to do as my tank for a while. Play a bit more passive. But they were able to get that early Zen pick again. Magic Hat, however, he kind of dived too deep, I think, and then you saw them kind of come in and try to back him up. Weren't able to really get the damage out. Now we're going to see them making the swap to Rhine. They want a little bit more damage, maybe more of a forward confrontation. They're still doing double DPS though, so they have to get pick damage. They have to build up those ults. But you see Jumper coming up on that EMP. That's going to be their win condition, I think, coming into this next fight here. That or Cat's Transcendence. We're going to have to wait and see. The Nano might come out.
Right, we might see a Nano Blade come out here from the two kitty cats, as there goes the Blade. They have the ult before Steiner has his ult, so they might need to use it if they want to win the team fight. Here comes the first ult. It's Laser Blitz using his Graviton and gets too early, and that's really going to be all she wrote for that team fight. Cat's going to use his ult, but a little too late, I would say, because now there's not much they're good.
The bomb seems like a bit of an overcommitment coming in from the Yes, however. I think that was a waste of an ult. Coming into that, I think they could have wiped them, or you saw a lot of them resetting. But that's a very good opportunity for the Megs. They still have EMP. They have Nano Blade online, which I'm sure we'll probably see coming out in the next fight here very early, probably to engage the next fight. Yes, looking good though, especially on that defense there. They did a fantastic job with the grab early thing. I think I would have liked to see Cat's Transcendence come out a little bit earlier. Unfortunately, it was not able to save the Zarya or the Rhine. But we're going to see them coming in here now. Probably going to start maybe with a Nano Blade.
For sure. We see
EMP
hack,
gonna
we see a
initiate.
bigger hack. So if there's 5 people getting hacked, their Magic Cat's going to use that Nano Blade, using that HGH to get 1 kill so far, pushing everyone else off of the point. It's actually kind of a long sort of stall here that they're doing. They're going to get 99%, and they also wasted, I believe, 3 ults, excuse me, from the side of the Meg. So pretty good right now for a dry fight. They didn't use any ults there, and Paper Sword is going to be back with his Shatter.
Yeah, I can see this being a very opportune moment for a battle of the Rhine Shatters. Whether Fancy Bunny gets taken out here or Paper Sword gets shattered. I fought against both of them. I think they both have very good ult management, so we're gonna have to wait and see what happens here. I think Paper Sword might lose this battle, but I also want to see what happens as far as the EMP comes out, or not EMP, but big shatter coming out from Fancy.
And not only that, but a big purple, as we see 3 people getting purple tested, unable to do anything, gets demake. Paper Sword also not able to do anything. Once you get purpled like that, if your tank get purpled like that, it's just really difficult. Purple plus shatter equals lost team fight, basically. Yeah.
It's horrible, I will say, especially as a main tank main myself. When you get the purple and you don't get cleansed by a bubble, or you're shattered and you get purpled, you just know it's the end. You know you're about to get slammed, especially main tanks. We always get, especially in Goat's main tanks, the main tank is always a primary target, so you're about to get swarmed. But now we have Paper Sword with the ult grab coming out here. Fancy Bunny swinging away.
Yeah, very early grab. Oh, another grab and a shatter at the same time. Actually, this might be enough to win it from as Fancy Bunny loses his shield. Magic Cat getting Paper Sword in the back, though, testing, killing the other main tank in response. Here comes a bomb onto the point. It's going to get Magic. I believe he held on his blade. He wasn't using it there, so good from this opportunity. Lord of Lois, though, gets the HGH, the Russian woman with the anabolic steroids. We're talking about the 1980s Olympics, folks. Not able to do much of anything, though, because there's just too many people on Yes still alive. Paper Sword comes back after getting killed to take out Lord of Lois. Fancy Bunny able to touch the point, but not able to do anything here. So we see Magic Cat trying to use his blade to the best visibilities, but only Ochre gets down to half health, and that's going to be that for that team fight. A little bit sloppy there at the end, but Yes takes it out.
Yeah, in the last fight there, the Megs, I think, had almost every win condition in the books. They had pretty much, I think, 5 of the 6 ults online, I believe, or coming online at that last second. I'd have to watch it back for a couple of them because I was mostly paying attention to the Nano Blade and the EMP. But they had the opportunity to use them. Magic Cat died, unfortunately, out of position. Beautiful barrage here by Magic Cat, by the way. But Magic Cat on the Genji, he got away from the bomb, but climbed the post at the last second and got caught by it. From there, they lost, I believe, 2 in that bomb, or the mech and the Genji, or Zarya and Genji, somebody. Genji died. Sombra, unfortunately, wasn't able to do much, died quickly after. Fancy Bunny was already dead and coming back. But in that last fight, I think if Magic had survived and been able to take the nano boost, because they had already, I believe, killed one on Yes's side, and they had those. They had already drawn out both the controls. They already had Zarya's grab and Reinhardt shatter out from Paper Sword and Laser Blitz. That was their opportunity, and unfortunately, I think they really lost it. I think there was a lack of commitment of ults in that last fight, and I think if they had done that, they would have been pulling out because they came into that very strong.
Right.
Unfortunately, they also lost Fancy Bunny. I think he didn't get as much Transcendent healing because I think Cat left the line of sight towards the end of the Transcendence. I'm not sure
Oh,
about that. I'd have to watch it back. But because of the post in the middle, something to really keep in mind for any of the Zen players out there, lack of line of sight with Transcendence healing and barriers will block your Transcendence healing. For
interesting.
some reason, not a lot of people know that. But it is important, especially if you're playing Winston or something. If a Zen's transcending or a Rhine, and you can cut that team in half in the middle of a grab, it will work with the Rhine barrier or Winston.
Interesting. Yeah, and as you said, there's a lot of missed opportunities in this map. I mean, Megs had 99% or 98%, I think, at one point, and both times they had opportunities to take the map late and win it, but it seems as though they were unable to capitalize on what they had. So maybe going into Junkertown, they'll have a little bit less pressure on them, at least at the beginning, and they'll be able to hold steady here as we go into the
There's
second.
somebody on Meg's team now named Chaos. I did not know they had a player named Chaos. It's not me, I assure you.
I'm not entirely sure that this
There
is
can
not
only
you.
be one.
Are you in the game right now? You're playing, right?
No, I'm not.
You're a player caster. All right, so we've got a player
Yeah,
caster.
exactly. That's exactly. There
So
can only
Chaos,
be one.
what's your
I must
mindset?
eliminate him.
What's your mindset going into this match right now, Chaos?
Coming into this match, first of all, I will eliminate that other Chaos. But coming into this match here, I think once again we're probably going to see a very tight-knit thing. We once again see, since we're switching into a payload map now, we see yes on attack this time around, so they're going to be trying to guard that payload. I think we're going to see goats from them again. Honestly, I don't see them really playing much out. Like, they got that. Maybe they actually might be doing like 4 DPS here. Interestingly enough, that's what it looks like it could be, but it also seems kind of memey. So I'm not gonna fall for it. I think we're gonna see. We're seeing more of a very bunker comp coming out from the Megs. Actually, we're seeing Junkrat, Ashe, which is actually nice because I think Ashe is really strong right now, and not a lot of teams are using her, but she's an extremely strong character. She can one-shot headshot a tracer. She does a metric ton of damage to tank lines, and she has ways to knock you back. So it's nice to see her kind of coming into play here. I think coming in this situation, they're looking to try to get them as they come around that first corner. You're gonna have to wait and see. It looks like we are actually gonna see 4 DPS though, coming out from yes. Whether they can pull it off against this, I don't know. It's not really gonna be super effective against this because it's more of a goats killer comp. They'll have to wait and see kind of what they play, because this allows them to kind of target people individually. And already we see people gain force back.
Looks like it's not doing too badly right now. I mean, they're pushing the car a little bit forward as we see people already in the back line. It's like half the team's in the back, half the team's in the front. Paper Store takes out Trash Panda, but their main tank, their only tank testing goes down, and so I don't even know what you're supposed to do here. What do you do here if you're playing?
In this situation, the main tank really isn't the core component of 4 DPS. Of course, it's the 4 DPS combo. They did a fantastic job killing testing early. I think they need to really back out now, because they lost Trash Panda. In that situation, you want to back out. This fight's already over in the favor of, yes, I think they're going to push it. I'm seeing 4 DPS is actually being used a little bit more now because it is a Ghost Killer comp. I think what they need to do is not chase as much. As you see, they're swapping to Winston now. It's one of those situations where you have to push 1 DPS at a time. When you're playing Orisa, though, you really don't want to do that. You want to kind of sit back and kind of kill them as they come to you.
Right.
Not really moving around, because you saw like he kind of turned his back on the enemy team, and that was when people kind of came in on Jumper and, you know, start pressuring him. So we'll have to kind of wait and see. But they already got Trash Panda now, and you can see the DPS are targeting him in these fights.
Yeah, they're doing a really great job of targeting those backline healers, and Laser Blitz with that ult kills. I mean, just kills going everywhere. Ochre gets back Paper Sword, and so now, yeah, I don't know. Widowling is going crazy right now. He's got like 3 headshots, or 4 headshot kills already in this fight. I don't know. This is like the power 4 DPS. This is just all brand new to me. I don't know what to think of any of this.
4 DPS is really strong because it disorients the enemy team. What they need to do is they need to take a moment, take a step back, because you saw there, they come in, They're trying to set up their defense. They don't really have a line set up here, and they can either pick a target or like go after that one target. But the fight's engaging. Bombardment coming out of Paper Store here. Already got one. Laser Blitz got one, but it might turn around. No, Laser Blitz gets two, gets Trash Pan, and once again healers are down, and they're just letting those reses happen.
Yeah, so we see Jumper go in on the back line, but no one was there to follow up on him. I think they are discombobulated themselves after seeing this. I'm not sure, you know, what they were expecting, but you know, there's just a clear. I don't know, what would you go here if you're like, this is your first time playing against 4 DPS? What's like a safe composition for the Megs to go against this team?
One thing you really don't want to do is you really don't want to go Goats, because Goats is very static, and the point of 4 DPS is to kind of surround you and go in from multiple sides, as my coaches have said to me when we struggle. You really want to play kind of the forward game. You want to play safe, you want to play smart. As soon as you have an opportunity to go after one of those DPS when they spread out, that's when you go after it. You don't go after you don't let them res either. You got to make sure to go in and do it. You can see Laser Blitz just wreaking havoc. They could be, you know, playing a bit more passive, rushing and killing Laser Blitz in the back line. There's opportunities here. I have to admit, Laser Blitz, fantastic player. He was on Zarya when we were playing against them. He was doing a fantastic job. Good job getting Osher there. Might have been a bit overcommitment on the bomb, but we'll have to wait and see coming in this last fight.
I thought it was a very funny bomb because Lord of Lows hits him like perfectly in the skybox. Like that was amazing. But it doesn't even matter because Widow Only and Laser Blitz are just going to combine to kill everyone on their team once again. Yeah, Laser Blitz and Widow Only have just been absolutely massive and okay. I don't know. I've just seen their names constantly, so I don't know.
Laser Blitz and Widow Only are very strong. I have to admit, when we were playing against them, they were definitely the problem. His Laser Blitz is also very strong on the Zarya. His Tracer and his Zarya, I think, are his strongest. I've seen him on other characters. I haven't seen that, but I've definitely seen him on the Tracer when he played against them. I definitely saw him on the Zarya. His Zarya is fantastic. I think he was the reason Paper Sword really survived a lot of those fights with us. He was just on top of it, and now we're seeing it again where he's just invading the back line, doing damage, and there's a lot of that setup and stuff. And there's another bomb coming out once again and gets two once again. It's just been fantastic. But they might be able to stabilize here, I think, going into this.
It just depends on what Magic Hat can do with this ult. Chaos is able to get, you're able to get two in the back, but Widow Only is going to take you out. And looks like it's not going to do enough damage. I mean, the blade's not going to do enough damage, and so they're going to still push forward here. High Spoon coming, I suppose, just to reload here, trying to get Magic Hat down as quickly as possible. They're able to get Lord of Lois, and finally, Widow Only is going to go down to a punch from Magic Hat, and they are going to stabilize, which is a little bit surprising considering the fact that they've got so many kills.
I half expected them to be disorganized a little bit. It looked to me like Yes got a little bit overconfident there towards the end. They kind of started splitting up a bit more, kind of getting up. You see now they're switching to dive, which I think might be actually dangerous against the Megs. We'll have to wait and see here, as we can see kind of thing, because they were really capitalizing on that disorientation. You see Jumper getting taken out again, though. I don't know if they have enough healing. Now it's going to turn into favor, it looks like, of Yes again.
Yeah, it is. We see Chaos going very low right now, and extremely low. In the ground low, Ochre boops Cat into her grave, and so now they're going to push this car all the way to the tippy top of this map. Actually, Jumper's going to get in right at the end with the sound barrier, and the bomb's going to come out from the Lord of those Loises. Not doing anything, they're just trying to stall as long as possible, but it looks like this fight actually can go any way right now. Magic Hat uses his ult, trying to get as many people as possible. Doesn't matter because Chaos and Jumper are going to get two in the backline, and then that's going to be that for this team fight. They're going to back out of there, but very close to pushing this cart to the point. Look at them run away.
Yeah, I think there it was actually very close. I think they had lots of opportunity there. The ults came out from Steiner on the side of Yes. I think he could have probably held that. Unfortunately, the bomb coming out from, I believe it's actually Lord of Lollies, but I don't think we're allowed to say it, so we'll just call him Lord. So coming out from Lord there, and he sent it up. Unfortunately, I think it was kind of a last-ditch effort, kind of a waste of a bomb, unfortunately, because they had shield and everybody else was out of position. Now we're seeing the fight really starting, but Barman coming in here from Chaos, but it's getting eaten.
It's getting eaten and completely stuffed there. Everyone tried to get on Chaos there when he ulted. Ochre gonna take out Cat, which is gonna be a big pick, but Widow Only in his blade, not able to get anyone. Magic Hat shows him who the better Shimada is, although all the kills are going the side of Yes, Laser Blitz getting a kill, Paper Sword getting a kill, and now it's just gonna be more stall tactics. We see a Soldier 76 coming out here from Chaos. I'm not sure exactly why, but
a bit caught.
Yeah, Jumper is gone, and so now there goes your shield, and so they're going to try to stay alive as long as possible, but it's not going to be good enough. Maybe they'll stall it for another minute, here. Bomb on the point. Lois is going to get demeched off of this, and he's going to use his ult, but it's not going to kill anything because they still had their monkey, and that is that. About a minute left on the clock for the side of Yes. Yeah, so I actually agree with you in terms of switching to dive might not have been the best idea for Yes, but they still managed to make it work there at the end.
Yeah, luckily they were already at the point where it kind of doesn't really matter as much. You're kind of towards the end. You don't really have a whole lot more you need to get through. At this point, you're kind of already towards the end, so you can kind of play not really what you want, but you can play a bit more wild and free because you're already that close anyway. And it's better to play what you're comfortable with as well. I think going into this, I think the Megs should have either swapped out to either if they were comfortable with 3 DPS, so a 3-2-1 comp with a one tank themselves, whether that's Hamster or Winston. I actually those situations because he's able to zone out the DPS a bit more. And they were pretty. I feel like it was very clustered at the end and very where you saw people launching ults left and right. You saw the chaos from the Megs over here. He kind of launched his ult. It got eaten. He launched it into a bubble. He launched it, into testing, who was able to eat it, and he got kind of killed. So you saw a lot of ults being kind of thrown left and right. You saw Widow only throw out his Gen, and he went for the Mercy. He only wanted the Mercy. Maybe a bit of tunnel vision there, but he was able to, bring it back and try to then change the Zen, but it was already too late at that point. So now we're going to see the Megs coming out. They're going to actually looks like they're going full dive with an Ana. So we'll have to wait and see how that goes, but it could be very strong. We're actually seeing mirror comp, except for we have Tracer instead of Pharah. So we'll have to see how they do here.
And there's no on the side of Yes as well, which is going to be kind of interesting. They don't really have all that much healing for a dive. I mean, how are you going to get over there? I mean, but anyways, so we have this first team fight come out, and it's very chaotic, to use your name for a second there. I don't know what's happening. It looks like someone's caught out there on the right-hand side. That's going to be Ochre, and that's going to be him going to his grave, and they're going to back all the way up.
Yeah, and that's a very big loss, but I like to see Yes point out they know they're down there, Lucio. They don't have nearly as much healing as the Megs do, so the Megs can be a bit more aggressive, but now they might be too aggressive. They're in the back line. Jumper's by himself, losing health. He's going to go down. Magic Cat by himself. They may have overcommitted this fight.
I actually kind of like the dive that they did there. The only problem there was that Chaos and Cat didn't seem to be along with them, so they were doing like a 5v3 fight when they could have been taking a 5v5 fight with the better healers and such. But Chaos goes down, and now this is perfect time for them to retake here on the side of Yes. Testing goes for a little nap, but it's not going to matter. Widow only is going to try to stabilize using a blade, but it's only him there. Ochre and Widow only combined to take out the backline and Jumper as well, so they are going to stabilize. Widow only was really low, but they were unable to take him out.
Lord's going to make it off the edge, though. He's not going to get staggered here. That's a good choice. It's always better to die if you can die. In a lot of situations like this, get back with your team, don't have to swap, unswap, or whatever. But yeah, you're right, the dive itself wasn't that bad. I just think, personally, they may have overcommitted due to the fact that they didn't have the healers there. You saw the Winston, you saw the Genji go. Mercy wasn't with them, as you said, Cat wasn't with them. Or Ana could have moved up, probably, and had a clean sightline because of where they were kind of playing in the back line. Unfortunately, that didn't happen. We're going to have to wait and see because they're about to probably take the engagement here. I wouldn't be surprised if they go in on laser on the left here. Yep, that's going to be where they're going, but they're going to counter dive.
Yeah, they need to be really careful here on the side of the Megs, not to lose out to something like a bomb or something. They don't really have that many defensive ults, but it looks like the team fight is going either way. Widow only and Paper Sword are chasing the backline right now. And now they're going to go to the main fight, and it looks like they're going to win this. Cat is going to get a big res onto Chaos, and that's going to allow Magic Cat to use the pressure from Chaos flying and sitting in rockets to do a little bit of damage on his own. Gets a 3k, takes out the mech, gets a 4k. And, well, it looks like Laser Blitz is killing things, yeah.
Yeah, it was a very good fight, I think, coming in there for the Megs. I think they handled that pretty well. I want to say it was, once again, it was very chaotic of a fight. I think most Diamond fights are. My team's no exception to that. I think all teams are, especially at our level. But they came in, they had a specific target in mind. They committed to that target. They went after the target. You saw Jumper go in with the Monkey Ult, finish off Laser, who they got low pretty early, which kind of allowed them, freed him up, and free their team up to kind of do more. You saw the blade come out from Magic Cat. He was able to do a little bit with that. They're going to have to play Chaos unfortunately got killed by the bomb pretty early on. I think it was an avoidable death. We're gonna see them probably take the jump any second here into this next fight.
Why
Right?
are you talking about yourself in the third person? You're like, Chaos
Yeah,
got killed.
no, right? It's because I'm so good. I have to talk about myself in third person.
That's fair. We see the dive actually come out from the defense. Widow only is going to use his ult on the backline as the other team does. So that's going to be a really good idea from Widow only and the side of Yes. Diving in when the other team dove. But they had the ult advantage, so.
Counter diving is actually really effective. It's something my coaches have been trying to drill into my head since day one. Still trying to kind of get a grasp on that, but they did a good job there. I'm wondering, the blade was actually probably a good commitment. I'm wondering if they could have done it without it. They staggered the D.Va there, which is actually probably really good for that. Lord actually already committed his bomb, so I'm wondering if maybe he might be either willing to swap off or he's going to stay on the D.Va. I'm not sure, but I think that might have been, once again, one of the things where you're by yourself in the back line. Do you use bomb or do you save it and bring it in the next set? I think that's the better option most of the time. Because I usually, when you're by yourself against like 6 people, you're not really gonna get anybody with it.
Right.
But you know, you saw Widow only Blade come out. He was able to get 2 at the back line, and they pretty much sealed the back line fate. And it's the difference in kill times. You see Jumper and them come up trying to take that high ground, but once again, Lord's gonna get taken out right away.
Yeah, really great job from Paperstar. Paperstar I've been very impressed with so far on this Winston. Also, Paperstar played a Pharah, so you usually don't see a Pharah on offense and a Winston on defense, but it happens. So Paperstar, a lot of great counter dives for this team, and now they're going to have a bit of an advantage as they're fighting a 5v6. Cat uses their Valkyrie in order to give him a little bit more pressure, and the HGH goes on to Jumper. We have that Rafael Palmero action, but instead of going in swinging, he's standing in the batter's box, just sitting on the cart. Now they're going to finally dive in, and Steiner forced to use his ult pretty late, actually, so really great job of milking that ult like a cow, holding onto it as long as possible for Widow only to use that healing to go in and do as much damage as he wants. Widow only basically killing the entire map. I think he got like a 7 or an 8k there.
Yeah, unfortunately going into this, it seems to me like Jumper is having a bit of commitment issues. He's taking those jumps, he's nano boosted. He's maybe like 5 feet from the Zen, but instead of going after him, he kind of like turns around. He's like, should I go back and help my team? Should I finish off the Zen? And I think it's one of those situations where if you're in that, like if I was in that position myself, I would go and commit all the way on the Zen. Maybe that's not the right choice, but at least you've done something instead of thinking around. We see Laser Blitz already picking up Chaos, but Magic Cat gets Laser possibly going their way. Rez coming in on Chaos, but nope, they lost 2, and this looks like it might be going the way of Yes once again.
It's really hard to tell. Actually, now it's not hard to tell because 3 kills just went to the side of Yes. Yeah, it was actually a pretty decent idea coming out there from the side of Megs because their backline got... The backline of Yes was completely away from everyone else, but once the dive came in, there was just so much pressure on their own backline that they weren't able to do anything about it. The big ult coming there from testing gets the 2k and would only clean the rest.
This is a very difficult part about Junkertown. I'm not gonna lie. This part here, when the enemy has, you have to waste usually a Winston jump to get up there in the first place. Well, they usually will have their Winston jump on cooldown. That's why you see like Paper Sword. He's able to just kind of leisurely sit back. He's like, all right, jump me. And then as soon as he jumps, him and Widowmaker, they go in or they kill the target. Now we're seeing Magic Hat step it up though. Jumper committing as well.
Yeah, we do see that, and we see 2 kills, but Widow only going to counter with a big blade of his own. He's going to get Cat in the back line. I'm not sure if that's the best kill because Cat didn't have ult, so now it looks like it still could be a winnable fight as long as they get some key picks here. Chaos D-Mex testing, that's actually the really good idea because now they're not going to have that defense matrix to continue this fight. It's a fight that can go either way right now. Widow only takes out Jumper, Chaos takes out Paper Sword, and so it's basically a battle of the DPS. Big thing is Lord of Lois still has his mech. Going to stay alive as long as possible on this point. Now they don't have their mech, and now it looks like it's going to go the way of Yes, and this is going to be a 1-team fight for them unless they get back onto the point as quickly as possible. Cat goes down, Lord of Lois goes down. That's going to be Yes taking this fairly convincingly on Junkertown.
Yeah, they did a fantastic job there. It's one of those things playing into it. I think a lot of teams, first of all, are going to start having to start practicing against 4-in-1 comps or 4-1-1 comps, I guess you would call it, because you have the 1 heals and 4 DPS. Anyway, I think a lot of teams are going to start that because you're going to see a lot more. It's one of the things, you know, you emulate your heroes kind of thing. You see Overwatch League, you see them starting to use it more. You see the Chengdu Hunters using it. You see, you know, Philadelphia Fusion trying to use it. You saw, I think it was London who used it on them because they have strong DPS. And teams with strong DPS, I hate to say it, like Laser Blitz, like Widow Only, you know,
Right.
where they do it. They're trying not to lock it down, I think. They're extremely strong on goats and non-goats. They don't seem as strong on like two comps. They did a fantastic job there on defense though, but at the same time, I think going into this, it's one of those things where the Megs are not ready for that. You know, they're not ready for the 4-1-1 comp, and they get pushed back, and it comes down to, I think, preparedness for that, and then you get kind of psyched out by it. You never know what you're going to go into, and going into it, I think for sure the Megs had a lot of those fights, you know, very much locked down or very close to lockdown, and unfortunately they just weren't able to pull through on a lot of that, whether it was not using an ult when it needed to be needed or using an ult too early. You know, small things that kind of add up, and I think really it could go either way because
Right, so, you know, we'll see what happens as we go into the third and fourth map, see if they can fix those small things during the halftime. SilentMarine here needs to get a little reset action going on, so we'll let him take a small break, and we'll be right back with the second part of this cast shortly. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Well, for you, I won't be welcome back because I think SilentMarine's going to just snip this and edit it and make it nice and pretty for you guys. But we're back here.
delete everything. Delete everything. Just delete the entire thing. We're gone. We're gone.
Yeah, hide the black box sort of thing. Yeah, but we're going into the beaches of Volskaya Industry Chaos. 2CP.
Beaches of Volskaya Industry. There's beaches? I thought it was ice.
I mean, it's a beach
ice.
regardless. I mean, you know, there's water, right? And you can go swimming in
It could be
it.
a lake. It looks like an artificial lake if you ask me, but you know, if we're going to the beaches of Volskaya, I'm good.
Alright, so get your swimwear. We're going to the beach, folks.
Swimwear.
2CP. So, we see
In Russia,
Two come
swimwear
out.
kill you.
Oh god, let's not make in Soviet Russia jokes. Oh my god, those are the worst.
Soviet Russia. You know swim in water. Water kill you.
It's water swimming you, right? I'm too
guess.
old for memes, man.
Too old for me. How old are you, love?
I'm like 40, dude. I'm too old
Okay.
for memes.
Too old for memes.
I'm like 60. Okay, I'm a little too old for these memes.
Oh, just increased by 20. Alright, well, we're going into Volskaya here. I'm excited to see what they do here. Teams are kind of already starting to pick what they're doing. It looks like we're going to see Zen Goats coming out from, I believe that's Megs on the right now. And, yep, and we got Yes on the left. No, it is Yes? Yes to the Yes? Okay.
Yes.
Yes on the left.
Yes.
Yes.
We
Yes.
switched because of halftime.
There's too many yeses here.
There are too many. Let's say, okay, instead of saying yes during our cast, like we only use yes for the team, but if we like agree with each other, we have to say yay or I. Like it's like a parliament sort of
Yay,
thing.
nay.
Exactly.
Yeah. But
I'm
we're
not a big Force fan.
we're seeing actually goats coming out from both teams here. You got Anna goats, or well, it's still Zen goats, but no Brig coming out from Yes here, which is interesting to me. Usually you kind of want to see Brig come out here, but it looks like they're going to be playing back, so it looks like they're going to kind of let them kind of walk in and take some space here. We'll have to see how they deal with that.
Yeah, because I don't know. They're not going to have the utility of a Brig. They're not going to have that stun. They're not going to have the knockback. So, and they're also not going to have the AoE heals of a Brig. I mean, you know, Widow only is going to do probably work with that Ana as long as he can get some fat sleeps and fat nades. I mean, it'll be good enough. But very interesting. And here comes the old Volskaya shuffle that we've seen so much with goats. They're just going to walk around the point. They actually managed to get their paper sword all by herself.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Cat's the first one to go down to Laser Blitz. Wow, that's crazy. And Magic Cat's going to be taken for a ride into the wall. Fancy Bunny is going to be slept when he wanted to go on a ride. And yeah, that's... I wasn't Laser Blitz on the ground when he got the initial kill.
Yeah, that's one of those situations where you kind of don't really know where, like, watching it too, like, I was watching it in one of those situations where Paper Sword 100% should have died. They had Bubble Burst by themselves, healing's coming in from Okra and Widow, but it still should not be enough when the entire team is focusing you like that. Maybe Magic Cat could have had a bit more energy, maybe it would have died, Paper Sword got really low, she did, but, you know, it's one of those situations where you should not see that happening, where they get away with that, you know? And kills came in for Yes, and just it fell from there, you know?
Yeah, they can't keep getting away with this. They're gonna drop down on the point. They're gonna go a little bit differently this time. Instead of pushing them directly, they're just gonna do this little shuffle here. They're gonna use this health pack to their advantage. So we see the first shatter come out here. That's a 2-man shatter. Pretty decent shatter because it's gonna get a big purple onto Magic Hat and Fancy Bunny, but they're not gonna be able to do anything with it. The bubble's gonna cleanse them of it. The HGH finally goes off onto testing. We've got that robotic HGH coming out, folks. He's hacked into the system. You're gonna get a kill on Fancy Bunny. And here comes the HGH bomb. They're going to get Trash Panda with it. Wow, very interesting. Testing trying to do the best for he can as his team. The Cat's going to use their ultimate. Now they're going to get a few ticks off of this. They're trying to hold it with just 2 people, but yeah, it's not really going to go very well for them. They're going to try to stall it seems. It looks like Paper Sword's going to run over here. Nope,
like,
they're going to come back.
He's going to back out here. That's probably a smart choice coming in from there. You don't want to lose your Rhine and get snowballed there. The ults are actually in the favor of the Megs now by a lot. Laser Blitz coming up on his ult. I think that's going to be their defense condition here if Yes wants to defend this. It's going to be all on Laser Blitz to get a really good ult there because they committed the Zen ult there to try to keep their team alive. I want to say it was a very good commitment because they actually almost won that fight. But coming in this now, Shatter from Fancy Bunny might be the win condition here, but it could also be that grab. Big Shatter though coming out from Fancy.
Yeah, he gets 2 in the shatter. Actually, it's not as big as it could be. Paper Sword takes out Fancy Bunny, and look at that grab from Laser Blitz. Like you said, the defense win condition. Actually, again, these ults are coming out, but like the teams who are using the ults aren't getting those kills. It's very strange. It's a 5v5 fight, and the respawn is going to go to the way of the defending team, so they need to hurry up and get some kills here. We see the HGH once again going on to testing, and there comes the ult from Magic Hat, holding it for a little bit. The bomb gets a little bit of an oopsie, not able to do much of anything, but you know, in response, there's just so many ults going left, right, and center. Fancy Bunny gonna take out Paper Sword. And yeah, now looks like the side of Meg is gonna stabilize.
Needs to be killed here by the Megs. They need to kill him. Don't let him get away. But he's gonna actually come walking right back in here. But it's too late, I think.
Wow,
Megs are gonna be able to take it. Yeah, it's a bit of an odd fight, I gotta say, where you see these ults come out, but you're in a situation. I'm wondering if it's something maybe the more I'm looking at it, okay, it's looking almost like maybe it's a Lucio issue coming in from the Meg side. I saw a lot of ults coming out. I don't know what to say really as far as Yes side, but watching the Megs, I saw a lot of stuff where it's like, if there was like, you know, maybe an amp there, they could have got into it, because like that was a great shatter coming in. You got 2 people down, especially Zarya. Their win condition was down. You know, maybe there needs to, like, I can't listen into their comms unfortunately, but you know, maybe if they were tracking it, they do something my team has been focusing a lot on lately is if you know like Zarya has her ult, slam her as hard as you can. You know what I mean? Take her down before anything. Beautiful shatter came out from Fancy Bunny there. He gets 2, but he's not able to close that distance. First of all, he's Reinhardt, so he's not going to be able to anyway. But you know, Diva can, Zarya can kind of move a bit quicker, you know, and stuff like that. And maybe you want to pull back and shield so your team doesn't, you know, get wiped. But like, I mean, that fight was just very, as I've been using this word a lot. I'm going to continue using it in my casting career. You know, first time casting in a few months. Glad to be back, but chaotic. You know what I mean? The ults are, you know, coming out. Not really much is being done on Laser Blitz throughout his ult. You know what I mean? And he got like 2 people in it, but they weren't able to capitalize on it. You know, they're not able to get those kills in, and you know, Zen ult's getting thrown out left and right, and just it feels like they're coming out, but they're not really doing a whole lot with them. And especially like the bombs and stuff like that. You see, testing's probably a little bit better off, I think, but you know, you see the bombs coming in from 2 shoes when the shield's still at like 100% health on the Reinhardt. You know, whether that's like I'm watching, sometimes it's a remech, which makes sense, but a lot of times too, it's just throwing it out there. And I'm wondering if, you know, if they start breaking the Rhine shields earlier, maybe that can go their way. They're playing a bit of a forward defense here, so we're going to see probably Yes rotating around, and we're going to go right into the fight here in a few seconds. Goat's kind of playing a slow burn here, waiting for them to kind of step up or step in.
Yeah, kind of interesting to see them hold a little bit closer than Yes did. It might work out a little bit better for Yes here on this offense, but looking at these ult percentages, only person that comes out of mind is Cat with 50% or 60% ult already on that Zenyatta, but
Papers are like going down. That's huge for the Megs right now. They need to be aggressive. They need to take advantage of this.
Yeah, the main thing
watch for those moves though. But that Zen, he's open.
Wow. That was not good for them because they had well, actually no, that was the other team that had their main tank go down. Excuse me. Yeah. So what happened there?
It looked like he's gonna get staggered too. Coming into that there, it's one of those fights where it's a slow fight. You know, it's something with goats like that, and it's you know, as we've been you know, everybody's in a learning process. My team itself. I know I'm bringing up my team a lot. I'm sorry to you guys for that, but it's something like, you know, I'm trying not to sound overconfident, I guess, and it's
Who
almost
are
making
the
me
Ghost
sound more.
Peppers?
Well, right now I know we're the #2 team in the league. We're all a bunch of memeing idiots, but you know we get along great. We got some great DPS, but you know, like, according to our coaches, we're all trash. But you know, we're trying, and I think coming into this here, you see like stuff like this where like you know we see a lot of these guys doing what our team wants to be able to do. Like you see them playing well. Like yes, you know, play so well their goats comps, you know. And I mean, I know that's what they practice, like you know, and stuff. Because we used to have Rokuri on our team who's friends with their coach Lulu, or was friends with their coach Lulu. And they practice it, but you see them doing it so well where they're not super aggressive. But then you see it here, Shatter coming out from Fancy Bunny, but you know they're playing patience. They're playing the patient game, and they're winning it.
And Two Shoes is playing the Hunger Games because he got that E onto Laser Blitz. Oh, looks like it might not matter too much. We see bombs coming out in really weird places right now. Testing gets a kill onto Magic Cat, Steiner getting a kill in the Chaos, and so right now this is basically a one-team fight for Yes. All they need to do is clean up here on point as quickly as possible. They are going to get this cleanup, and Two Shoes is going to have to go away. I mean, it was kind of a big ult from Paper Sword to stuff everyone inside of that health pack room. They're going to stall this a little bit longer, I suppose. Do some 360s, do some 1080 snowboarding.
Yeah,
there goes Two Shoes.
No, unfortunately, no 361 shots there. So we're gonna have to move on. But yeah, I have to admit, like that's one of those things that I think Yes does very well. They're not super aggressive, and they know when to push. Now they're getting aggressive. They have their ults. They got Rally. Fancy gets a big shatter though. It could be a counter for them here. Well, they weren't in the back line, gets another big shatter. Fancy committing to it though.
Yeah, Paper Sword's shatter seemed a little bit more impressive because of all the damage that was being output, but this grab was huge for the Megs here because that just you have Fancy Bunny just swinging in there with a bubble on him, and there's not really much else you can do, especially after you use Ochre's sound barrier. I mean, there's not really any ults up for the side of Yes, so they kind of just lost that one.
Yeah, I want to say going into that was a beautiful shatter coming out from Fancy there because he basically knocked everybody, I think, down who was in the back line. He did not get the break. He did not get Paper Sword, but Paper Sword takes that opportunity, charges into the enemy thing, and, you know, they're like, okay, let's turn around and go after them. You know what I mean? That was one of the things, that's the focus I like to see coming out from them here because, you know, they're able to do it. Paper Sword gets the shatter, but it's not enough at that point. You know, the healing's already coming in from the Megs. They're able to kill Paper Sword. And once Paper Sword goes down, once you lose your Rhine and Goats, you're in a bad spot. You know what I mean? You lost your shield. So, I mean, you know, it's one of the things where you don't want to be in the back line. Laser, though, used it. It looks like they're kind of playing the top. Interesting strat. They lost their Zen, though. This is where you kind of want to see them do it, but... Oh, okay, that's what I like to see. Yes, kind of choosing back out. Zen ult coming online. This might go the way of the Yes here.
I don't think so. I think the side of the Megs have a little bit more ults. Actually, Fans when he goes down early as well as Chaos. Wow, this might actually go the way of Yes. Texting gets trash fanned too. Wow, initially I thought this was going to be something of a dry push, but
Big bomb!
they're going to take it. No. It's a 0 bomb, gets no one. Chaos is going to go in there with the purple on him. Not able to do much with that damage. And they're just going to wait for the team to come in here. I like this. It's a little bit more patient from the side of the Megs. But looks like they're not even going to touch here. Oh, wow, that's great. That's a great, I think, shatter coming out there from Paper Sword to make sure they don't get onto the point.
Yeah, it's a bit of a defense shatter, but I really actually kind of want to bring the highlight instead to testing there from the side of Yes. Because although the Paper Sword got the shatter off there, what testing did was he saw that Two Shoes was going over the top and went up, ooped them back, and, you know, he fell back down towards the Rhine, and you know, they were able to take it there. I think that was just a very good use of the boosters to kind of disrupt. Because, like, you saw it. Two Shoes could have gone over the top, could have touched point, a few more seconds, you don't know what's going to happen. You know what I mean? Like, a few more seconds, especially on Volskaya, especially on a 2CP map like this, is huge. And, I mean, you know, that's one of those situations where it's like, that was just a very good disruption and a very good use of that. But, I mean, they did a very good job there. I think that really could have gone either way. What I liked from Yes in that final fight, though, was they're like, okay, Zen didn't make it. You know, our Zen screwed up. He fell down for some reason, whether he missed the jump, speed ran out, or whatever, and was like, all right, we're backing out. We're backing out. We got to protect our Zen. You know what I mean?
Right.
They didn't commit to the fight. Zen might have called it out, or maybe they noticed. I don't know. I think if the Megs had moved maybe a little bit quicker, they could have killed the Zen. Maybe. disrupted them. Kind of threw out the shatter there, Fancy did, but you know, at the same time, it's one of the situations where if they had maybe killed the Zen, that fight would have gone differently. But I think from that point on, especially when they lost Fancy, the fight was over.
Right, and I saw Chaos go down really early for the Megs as well.
Yeah,
so.
he was a bit out of position. He was a bit too far to the right, I think, so they were able to kind of capitalize on that. But we're about to see the engagements. So they're not playing as slow this time. They might just be rushing in to the right. Yep.
Last time they went to the left, so this time they're gonna go up this right staircase, and they're gonna meet them up here too. Very interesting. I mean, the two main tanks met early on. It looks like they were gonna go down on the side of Megs. It looks like they were gonna lose Fancy Bunny. Widow only gets cut off from the rest of his team, and now they're not gonna have that heal. No AoE heals for their team. Papers are gonna kill Fancy Bunny. We see Testing just standing on the point trying to get some cheeky cap time, and actually they're going to get almost a tick here. They're actually going to get a tick, I believe. No, they're going to be able to
think they're just shy of it maybe, but I think they might be able to take it here anyway.
Yeah, they should be able to at least get a tick here. Shatter's going to come out. He got booped up into the air. He gets Trash Panda, which will, I suppose, will allow him to buy just a little bit of time to get this tick, and yeah. This team can go either way. Laser Blitz gets Magic Hat, which is a huge pick because now that Zarya ult, you don't have to worry about that coming out now. So Laser Blitz is going to get his ult way before the other Zarya. They're going to just move Fancy Bunny around, boop him a little bit. Here comes a sound barrier from Trash Panda. Try to keep his team alive so they can stall a bit longer. And yeah, that's going to be enough for them to just tuck tail and run away.
Yeah, but the ults this time, I think, are actually a lot of ults were built up really fast. Right now, they're currently in the favor of yes, but Laser Blitz actually gets taken out at the last second. So that's a big stall for them. Opportunity here for Magic Cat and Fancy Bunny. You know, that first fight went really well. I think personally the Megs probably could have taken a bit more advantage of that. They got Ochre. Ochre was trapped up in the, I want to call it the control room. That's kind of what I refer to that as, but control room up there. And he's trapped in there. He dies. You know, Paper Store's in there. That's your opportunity. You know, capitalize on it. You already took out the Lucio. Take out another. Looks like they might be trying another. It's going to rush straight on this time, so we'll have to wait and see. I think they're going to initiate with grab probably in this fight.
They need to. They need to quickly as possible before Magic Cat uses his ult, because Magic Cat could use their ult right now, actually, because they just got it. So we'll see
I think whoever launches grab first is going to be big.
Here comes the first, and here comes the bomb to go along with it. It's going to get 3 people. The big Gravertron, Bombertron. Tushi's try to one-up him, but only gets 1. It gets Paper Sword. And yeah, that's going to be a 1-team fight for Yes. Cat using the ult a little bit late and felt it was unnecessary completely to use that ult as Zenyatta, but now they're going to get this cap completely.
Bit of it. Wondering if maybe it was the stall coming out. That was a great fight for Yes. I like the fact that they launched the Diva Bomb there. Unfortunately, you saw it. I don't know. Maybe you can correct me on this, Love. I think Two Shoes did have the bomb there when they were in the grab. Am I correct, or did they not have it quite yet when they went into the grab? Do you know?
I don't think they got it quite yet. That seemed like one of those bombs where it's just like you're about to get it, and like you want your Zarya to just chill for a second.
If they had been able to launch it in tandem with the Shatter, that would have been a wipe. And I think they would have been perfectly, you know, they saw the opportunity here. It's very hard to, you know, defend first point on both guys, so we're gonna have to wait and see what happens. But they're rushing in right away. They take out Chaos though.
Yeah, and Paper Sword's going to continue his march forward and kill Fancy Bunny. This is exactly what Yes needs in order to take this quick second point here to go 4-2 up on the Megs. They're going to shatter defensively, get no one because he shattered Ghost, but it does not matter because... excuse me, she shattered Ghost because she's a sheep. But it does not matter because Chaos trying to get there on point, but he's going to get booped away from Widow only. And oh, they almost touched there at the end from Fancy Bunny's charge, but not able to do it. Yeah, that's classic 2CP, you know, having ult advantage and having the player advantage. Yeah.
Unfortunately, coming in that though, you saw it at the thing. You talked about it yourself, Love. Cat used her ult at the end there. I think the Zen ult would have been huge for them. You know, they didn't quite have any other ults online. They had already committed a lot of them. Whether Two Shoes had, you know, not thrown out the Diva Bomb, they might have had that going in or whatnot. I mean, it's a lot of what ifs, you know what I mean? You coming into this game, and a lot of this game is like that, you know, what could you do differently? It happens with my team all the time too. Or as VOD reviews, you look back and you're like, what if we didn't do this? You know, what if we had done that instead? You know, and I mean, I think they're gonna look back on this and they're gonna say, you know, what if we hadn't used that trans? And I think that could have really helped them there. You know, Rally coming in, trans is big for you. You know, Rally doesn't make them invincible. Trans is a lot harder. You know what I mean? When you're trans, you're pretty. You know, you're pretty strong. You know what I mean? It's one of those situations where you're going into it, you know, unfortunately locked down where you don't have ults now, and they're rallying into you, and that means that they have bonus health and a bunch of other stuff. So it's a challenge, and I think if they did have trans there, they probably could have kept Fancy Bunny alive, because it's not like it changes the damage input. You know what I mean? Rally doesn't make them any more damaging. It just, you know, allows them to do a bit more. But
yeah, so we'll see if they go over the what ifs later. But for right now, they're going to be holding this offense down strong. Usually say defense down strong, but I messed up the expression. So Sumi, they're going to go around this top right area, go through.
Hey, what's your lawyer's name?
My lawyer's name?
Yeah, you said sue you. I'm gonna go sue you.
I'm my own lawyer. Okay. Send it to LuvGangster Esquire. Okay. They're gonna be holding.
Really engaging right now.
Yeah, we see Paper Sword and Laser Blitz get 2 quick kills onto their supports, and so this is basically a 1-team fight. Two Shoes gets Paper Sword, but it doesn't really matter all too much. And now this is just gonna be Stagger City, USA. Although we're in Russia, so Stagger City, Russia. We see people go down, and so yeah, that was a. What would you have to say?
I would say it's a very messy fight. It felt like they kind of like, especially the Megs, they left the underground area and then kind of just went everywhere. You know, Chaos like ran out, you know, and kind of got like clipped there early in that fight. Unfortunately, it's one of the situations where you kind of want to give an opportunity as break, but at the same time, you don't want to go too far because things like that happen. You get picked early, and a large amount of healing in goats goes down. Two Shoes kind of pulling back now, but I think they have the right idea here. I think they just need to like kind of push out, maybe get closer to the wall. We're gonna have to wait and see because they have to take the engagement now.
Yeah, they're gonna step down on the point, and Paper Sword gets knocked all the way back and hits like the corner of the wall. That's unfortunate for her. Here comes the rally here from Widow, and Cat's gonna respond with an ult of his own, the Transcendence. Here comes the grab. There's just ults left, right, center. Oh, the bomb did not go where he actually it went exactly where he wanted it. Wow.
Very nice play coming out from Chaos there. He got the bash on the Reinhardt, I believe, and it's just the cleanup now for the Megs, I think.
Shoutouts to Chaos there. Yeah, because otherwise that bomb was not going to do
anything. Why are you shouting me out, man? Shout out the person in the game.
Yeah, shoutouts to Chaos. Chaos, thank you for streaming and for also getting that stun there in that Reinhardt. It was really good.
Yeah, right? I'm so good I'm casting and playing at the same time.
Yeah, so tell me what you're feeling right now as you go into this final push. You want to try to better that 23 seconds here. What would you be thinking about right now if you were Chaos?
Well, I think going in this right now, especially in the break position, you want to shut down Laser. You know what I mean? You want to either stun him or push him out of position. He's got the grab. It's probably going to come out right now, yeah. And Bomb's coming out as well. They got to keep that shield up, but they're going to wipe here. It's not really a bad thing for them, though. In this situation, unfortunately, if you can't roll them and you get knocked like that, it's better, you know, wipe out and retake the fight. You got 2 minutes on the clock. They only have 23. You know what I mean? Your goal here is to take over a minute. So your next fight is going to be your biggest fight. You know what I mean? You just got grab out of them. What other ults do they have online? You know, that's what you're thinking to yourself right now. What ults do you have? They have 3 ults online right now from the Meg. Okra is the only one with an ult, and most likely Ryan, Paper Sword, she will have an ult coming in this next fight, right? Yep. So that's what you're going to be on the lookout to avoid. Going into this, you see Fancy kind of getting aggressive. He has his Shatter. They just need to, like, bash the Rhine. That's going to be what's probably the win condition here is for them, is the Shatter and then probably the grab combo. And we're probably going to see it come out right now. Doesn't really get anybody with that, though. But they do get Okra, which is huge, because there goes the barrier.
Yeah, there goes the barrier, there goes the AoE heals. Fancy Man's gonna get a big charge on the Widow only as well, so 2 of the healers are down now, and now Paper Sword's also down. They're gonna get a lot of time off of this, but I think they're gonna have a little bit of time here to stall here, as long as they can get back on the point. We do see Steiner barely get on the point. Okra's gonna come in from the back area, and now there's support ults everywhere. 3 support ults used on the side of Yes, just to stall this out a little bit longer. Paper Sword's gonna do a big charge on the Magic Hat. He can get that kill, that can actually be huge. It doesn't look like
but they're under a minute now, unfortunately. They are going to take the point with more time, but unfortunately they are going to have to both go in for another one now. That's one of the situations you feel bad for them. They came in. Great stall coming out from Yes, though, because if the Megs had gotten it with over a minute, they would only get to defend point A, I believe.
Interesting.
If I'm correct on that, because I think it's more than a minute. I'm not sure how it works going into double overtime. I know that's how it works on the initial one. I don't know if that changes. I believe it's the same, but they have a minute 30 on the clock now. Yes, with the minute. It's probably going to come down to point A, I think. If anybody holds on point A at any point to any percent, I think that team might have the biggest chance of winning, especially on Volskaya, where it's very easy to roll. We're probably going to see very similar comps. We're going to see them coming out. One thing I'd probably like to see here is possibly, you're going into the goats. This is one of those opportunities where, especially on Volskaya, you can use the 4 DPS, but I don't think we're really going to see that here. But it's very good for goats killing.
I think another idea
set up with the Pharah
is the Symmetra. I like the Symmetra Bastion thing that I see a lot in minors. I mean, maybe it's
teleporting around.
Oh yeah, especially for this last like 1 minute. You have 1 minute left, and you have to figure out how to.
We've actually been beaten that a couple times with our team. We've actually trained against it now, so it's not really as bad now because we had that initially. We had a very big fear of diving into that. The way you really play around that is you kind of force them to move. You have to play under them and force them to move. You know what I mean? Because once they move, they leave the bastion behind it all. That's your target. And I mean, it's one of the situations where we're probably going to see, like, you're going to see Yes kind of rush in here, and they need to take it. So it's going to be one of those things where you don't want to see them too fast, but you want to see them moving. And that's what they're doing. They're hustling, you know what I mean?
For sure, yeah, they're going to rush in there.
Move it up and try to take them,
Exactly. Sorry, there's a pun that I was trying to think
there. But a bit of a fake out here from them. Really like that play. Fancy Buddy, kind of out of position here, but they've got the barrier. They need to get a kill, but they lose Chaos right away.
Yeah, so Fancy Bunny's also going down really low, and now Fancy Bunny's gonna go down. Yeah, like just like last push for Yes, pushing point A, they're able to get it super quickly. I mean, they might be able to slow it down to 0 here. Trash Panda trying to skate around, do his Lucio thing, but that Lucio's gonna get stunned and then taken out, and yeah, that's gonna be that. So they're gonna get 30 extra seconds, I believe, to add on to this after it hits overtime. It might not even hit overtime here. It's gonna be close, but anyways, they're gonna push this last point with about 30 seconds, and what do you do here? You almost have your ults. You don't have them just yet, though. No team has any ults.
Situations where you kind of want to play it not super fast. You want to get in, get your ults, and use them. Really, it's one of those things where you have to be careful because if you push in too early, but I think they're doing a really good job here. They're really not like pushing in right away. They're just trying to get those ults up on the field, and that's what they want. They got Rally up. They're gonna have Shatter up. Big Shatter coming out though.
Big Shatter and a big Transcendence from Cat to keep everyone alive as long as possible. Paper Sword slamming Trash Panda into the trash can because he's gonna go down. Here comes a bomb grab. There's bombs, there's grabs, there's everything. Testing and Ochre are gonna come out of it with the kills though. Match Cat and Chaos going down. And so now Yes is gonna take this cap for as long as they possibly can. Fancy Bunny trying to build ult as quickly as possible, but instead gonna die out here. And now Trash Panda using his ult to try to stall it out, but not able to use it. And so now it's gonna be 2 ticks, they're gonna get it.
Yeah, in that last fight there, that was a very good use of a bunch of different ults there, I think. They weren't afraid to commit them. It's your last fight in the game. You got 20 seconds on the clock. No one's gonna come back. You know what I mean? You don't want to hold those ults. You don't want to be dying with grab. You know what I mean? You don't want to be afraid to use them. So you see in that situation where it's like they get Rally and, unfortunately the Megs, they didn't really have much online. They had Cat's, Transcendence, and they did use it there very well, I might add. But unfortunately, a lot of the squishies got killed through it because you saw, like, I think it was Trash. He got slammed into the wall. Yeah. You saw the Shatter coming out there from Paper Sword, I think twice in that fight. No, maybe just once. But, it was a nice Shatter coming out, and then basically just throwing everything at him. Throwing everything in the kitchen sink, like, right at him. And the 2 grabs in that situation, it's unfortunate. Two Shoes throwing out the bomb, but unfortunately, the Ryan shield's there, the Transcendence is there. You got so much going on, as you said. It's so many ults going off at once, and when you don't have the shield versus when you have the shield, like Paper Sword's alive, Paper Sword has her shield. That's gonna save them. You know what I mean? Unless you get that bomb perfectly. And I mean, I've had situations like that myself where the bomb lands like perfectly on top of you and you're just like, well, we're screwed. But most of the time it doesn't happen like that. And, it's a very good use of that. You protect people with your shield. And when it comes down to it there, it's just happened. They had more ults online, I think, in that last fight, especially in the initial engagement. But we're going to see Megs coming around here. They're trying a different route this time. So we'll have to wait and see what they do here.
Yeah, they're not going to go directly onto point, although time is of the essence, so this might not be the best route, but they're going to go a little, they're going to try to jump on the top of that hut. They're not able to make it there. Now they're going to touch the bottom right-hand corner of this cap. They're going to try to get as much time as they can on possible. There's only a minute left, so here comes Paper Sword coming in. And this is a lot more chaotic than the fight that they took in the first fight. Laser Blitz taking out Fancy Bunny first, and yeah. So now they're going to have time for one more team fight. It looks like they're still trying to fight it, try to get ults as quickly as possible, but instead they're just going to stagger, I believe. Two Shoes.
Yeah.
Yeah, staying on point.
Coming into that fight, I actually did like what they did. I will say that. They were very close to taking a tick. It was a very good job from Yes, kind of defending. But you know, you have Laser Blitz, you have Widow only, and you have them on top, right? What are your options? When you're up top like that, I think they probably should have jumped across or tried to get more people across and had Trash Panda try to boost them down. You know what I mean? Because once they fall down, that's it. You know what I mean? They can't get back up there without Lucio in the middle of a fight. But you're leaving people up there. You're leaving an extra variable, and you don't like to do that, really. You know?
No, you don't. Paper Sword just ults the sky, unable to do anything with that. Gets stunned as well. The 2 Transcendents coming out. We're talking about that Omnic Warfare. Looks like this team fight is still very chaotic, which generally is going to help the defense. So 2 grabs coming out and a bomb. Looks like Yes is still winning this one. He demechs 2 shoes using a bomb to try to get back into it. But that's it. Yeah, that was just a stalled fight. Completely messy from the side of the Megs, and Yes took complete advantage of that mess.
Yeah, unfortunately going in that, I think a couple wasted ults. I mean, from both teams, you saw the Shatter hit, I think, the air, almost the wall, it looked like. I think it clipped like the wall. But you see like the bombs and stuff come out. Yeah, but they're once again a beautiful bomb going out from 2 shoes there. Great combination play. And that's really what you like to see, you know what I mean? Like communicating, something I think a lot of teams in Diamond are working on right now, in majors too, is those combination plays. Like you see, like I've been, like, you know, a lot of teams are working on that right now. You know, working with the teams that you have. I know a lot of changes came through for Stage 2, and it's kind of awkward because, like, you know, you never really know who you're going to play with. I think maybe some teams, like, it seems like to me, like, Yes has kind of their main roster, and that's who they play with. But you've seen Megs, like, swapping people almost left and right. You saw them swap, like, their main tank out, I think, from Fancy Bunny to Jumper and back again.
Well, one
so
is like a dive tank, right, and the other one is going to be Reinhardt, right?
Yeah, and that's good. It's good to have that, I think. But you also lose a little bit of chemistry, I think, too, because instead, before you had Lord of Lollies, and now you have 2 shoes. You know what I mean? Yes seems to have their core. You know what I mean? They haven't swapped anybody, I think. I'm right on that, right? They haven't swapped anybody.
No, I don't think they have.
Yeah,
No,
I don't think they swapped anybody. But they have their core. So, like, they probably play together. They work together. And, you see that, like, now Jumper's going to come and beat on Iconwald. I like to see that. I'm wondering if they're going to do probably, like you said, probably dive tank. But Iconwald seems more of a Rhine map for at least the perks point. They could do dive. We'll have to see how that goes going in this. But I think the thing there is there's a lot of, like, that's what you see. The combination plays are huge. You know what I mean? When you're able to bash and get that triple kill, that saves them there. You know what I mean? That gives time for the people who died to get back. And I mean, you see stuff like that. So, you know, it's one of those things where there's very good combination plays coming out from Yes right now. I'd like to see that coming out from the Megs a little bit more. You know, a little bit more maybe ult planning where they're, you know, they know what's going to happen. You know what I mean? And they're willing to rely on their team members to set up those big plays.
Right. So going into Eichenwald, I mean, I feel like dive is one of the hardest sort of compositions to do those like combination plays with your team. Like I feel like something like Death Ball or something like Goats is very easy to like combo this and that together. But like with dive, it's like you have to like get like damage on people, and then you have to go in, and then you have to do this, and then you have to get out, and it's just very difficult. And so we see them moving over to Jumper. You know, maybe they've practiced this map or something along those lines. Lord of Lewis leading the game. So what do you think they're gonna do here on Eichenwald? I think they're on offense first.
In a few seconds, we'll probably see the comps that are coming out. It looks like, you know, as you said, we have the Megs on offense time. So once again we're seeing Goats coming out from Yes here on defense, except for Okra, who has, I guess, not picked yet. Maybe they are AFK. I do not know. Oh, there it is, Lucio. And the thing is, you're actually going to see Goats coming out. Norbest? I'm not getting tricked by that. I think it's going to be 2-2-2. I think we're probably going to see a 2-2-2 coming out from them there. Probably Magic Cat's going to take the high ground on the bridge while the Pharah goes over and kind of distracts. Once again, this is the comp I think I would have liked to see from Megs. I think a lot of people get into this too, where this is where they were winning fights. You know what I mean? When they had the Pharah up, when they had the pharmacy, when they had, you know, 2-2-2. And it's something my team actually fell into too, against Yes, where they play the Goats and we, you know, tried to go Goats v Goats against them, and it just didn't work. You know, it's what they practice, it's what they're good at, and I mean, really, they dominated us on a lot of those games. And you see them coming in here, 2-2-2 out, Pharah is in the air, 2 shoes already getting a pick.
Yeah, so it's interesting that this goats v goats sort of thing hasn't been working out for them, and instantly when they go back to third lane, it looks like it's working out a little bit better. Although Ochre takes out Jumper, so no main tank for them. Two Shoes does not care about that. He gets 2 kills, one on Paper Sword there at the end. Chaos is trying to put in as much damage as possible. You're putting in a lot of damage right now. You just got to pick on Widow only.
Yep, swapping the DPS main. 2019, let's go.
Yeah, let's go. We see Magic Cat getting a double as well, so pretty easy cap. It was just like you said, you know, instead of trying to play their game, play your own game.
Yeah, I think that's something that a lot of teams kind of psych themselves out on right now. It's something, as I said, my team's been doing a lot lately too. You see Magic Cat kind of chasing them down. They have this opportunity, you know, like PS allows for a lot more. You know what I mean? A lot more freedom. And you see Laser Blitz now, he swapped over. He's like, okay, this isn't working. We need a change. You know, we need to do something about this. So we're going to probably see a 2-2-2 coming out from them. I think soon they kind of kept what they have before now. They still have the 3 healers. It seems like that's kind of what their comfort zone is from Yes, is 3 healers, whether that's 3-2-1 or 3-3. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I think that's what we're seeing. The engagement's probably going to start any second here. But now they lost Laser Blitz, which is big going into this.
They lost Laser Blitz, and they also used their ult there trying to kill Jumper. Jumper is going to be able to go down. Actually, excuse me, I'm getting the teams confused right now. It doesn't matter. The Megs are pushing forward pretty easily. Yes, Megs are attack. Excuse me. Sorry, Silent.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're pushing forward now, and that was a pretty easy fight. Let's see what they're going to do here, though. They have 3 ults, 2 DPS ults on the side of Megs, no ults on the side of Yes, so it's going to be kind of hard for them to defend for any
the reason, though, that we saw, I think, the grab coming out, I think there might have been a fat finger, but at the same time, I don't think it was so much an overcommitment. Maybe he thought it was about to get intense, I don't know. But Magic Cat just popping off on that Ashe right now. That's big for them.
That is huge as Magic Cat sends out a Robert, tries to make Steiner go into the air for a little bit. Here comes a Shatter. They're going to get Ochre and Paper Sword in the backline for sure. There goes Paper Sword flying in the air, but he's not going to be able to get out of here, I believe. I mean, he's really low. There's a stun coming out from Widow only, trying to save him, but nothing doing there. And here comes an ult from Chaos. Chaos ulting the card even though no one was really on there. I guess trying to get rid of Laser Blitz because Laser Blitz has his bomb. Hits Jumper, sticks him, but you're not gonna win that team fight. Even if you stick to like Cat or something, you're not gonna win that team fight. So now 5 minutes left to push to the final point. This is actually a really hard place for a lot of teams to push in, so they might need all 5 minutes.
Oh, I don't know what button I hit. There we go.
The big purple there coming out gets 2 people, but they're just gonna walk around the corner. It's not gonna be that big of a deal. Paper Sword getting some ult charge there, trying to build back ult. Right now he's 50% away. High Spoon coming out there from Widow only, walking forward as fast as he can, just inching forward with that boost from the
That's what I
Lucio,
like to see coming out from Megs, though. They know that it's dangerous. They know that the speed boost is there, and they know that shield might back out to safety, and now the advantage might favor, but Widow only gain an early pick once again.
Yeah, so now they're going to take a 5v6 or back out. Actually, Chaos is going to kill an Ogre in the back line, so now it's a 6v5, but the other way, and the grab is going to come out. Testing is going to try to eat as much of this damage as possible, and he's actually going to do a pretty good job, along with the purple from Steiner, giving the HGH to, I believe, Laser Blitz? And now they're going to walk for Weiss Laser Blitz on, oh, that's fine, because they have a, oh my god, another big purple. But it doesn't matter, because they're just going to get kills.
Yeah, it was a big shatter coming up from Jumper there. He gets 3 down. He's able to take care of it because Paper Sword has her shield down. She's trying to get in, get aggressive because they're kind of an even fight there. And Jumper just takes advantage of it. He's like, I know, I got it, and drops it down. And I mean, they lost, as you said, they lost Ochre really early there. And you know, it's one of those situations where you lose your Lucio, you lose your movement speed. But Chaos is going to go down again. I knew him from Magic gets slept.
Yeah, really good sleep there, and it's going to stop the High Spoon. Now they're going to do a counter-aggression thing right over here. They're going to push forward. Testing's going to get Magic Cat and Jumper. Everyone's just going to move backwards. They're going to move all the way back to spawn, all the way from the point to the spawn. That's a lot of distance that they just ran backwards at. But here comes the grab. They're going to get 2 squishies in the grab, so that's actually a pretty good grab. And now they have the ability to just walk forward and do damage of their own now that they don't have these squishies. Yeah, I mean, all they have to do is push it for a little bit longer. You're going to get 2 people in the shatter, a little bit far away, and then you're going to clean up here 2 people with the barrage, and that's going to be that.
The far has been very key, I think, for them here. Oh, Jumper in bad position. Nice bubble coming out. Widow only, but he's going to get picked too. But yeah, the fire has been key, I think, in this push, especially for the Megs. It's one of those situations, once again, where they're not able to do as much. You got the Widow only, amazing DPS player, you know, picking the Pharah left and right, but it's extra damage coming in to your tank line.
Right.
And what it comes down to is the 3 healers can't keep up with that all the time. So whether that, you know, will completely work in the future, especially with, you know, Baptiste coming out on the 19th and the changes coming through, I think we're going to see a lot of changes. Whether it kills goats, I don't know. I think it's going to change the meta slightly, probably shift things around, you know, coming out with that. Especially with the Zen changes, the Lucio changes. Thank God for the Reaper changes. You know, and everything in between. I mean, I don't know.
Not a big fan of Reaper as a main tank.
As a main tank main, my issue with Reaper remains this. They wanted to change him so he was a tank killer, and I understand that. But he was more than enough of a tank killer when he had 30%, you know, lifesteal. And the other changes he made with the speed boost and the auto reloading with his stuff. The issue comes down to the fact that he, at higher levels of play, really wasn't usable because he was getting insta-picked by Widows, by, you know, Ashes, McCree's, or whatever. That hasn't changed. Even with the changes that you're seeing him a little bit more, but he was extremely OP, especially at our level, especially in quick play, especially in, you know, 3v3 or whatever have you, and even in comp, because no one knows how to focus. So Reaper would go nuts, and especially as a main tank main, I would get, you know, destroyed, to be honest, because like even if I was calling him and I had my shield up constantly, I would do it just. Yeah.
We see some Metra coming out from Laser Blitz. I'm not sure how long this is gonna last. And we see May, so I think now that they have the 3-0, they're gonna be a little bit comfortable trying out a few new things. Here comes the teleport. They're gonna go on top of the house and they're gonna go inside the house. It looks like they screwed up there. The sad thing is Magic Cat has
seen this play before. I think what they might be trying to do is maybe get it up on the knee. I don't know if that's a thing that is possible, but that's what it's looking like to me, maybe. But it looks like that's not working for them, so they're gonna swap out. Maybe that was a plan. I don't really know. It looked like they had some kind of crafty plan. You know, maybe something from Reddit. Reddit plays.
Yeah, they went to the Reddit University, Overwatch University.
We're actually seeing the dive coming out from them, which is interesting, as we were talking about before. It looks like they're stopping the goats right now because they know that, you know, Megs having any.
Yeah, and Laser Blitz gets stopped too by the trap from the Chaos. He kind of got stuck away from his team, so he's probably going to get picked off either way, and now they're just going to back up out of here. Chaos actually goes down, so that might be pretty good for a repush.
But Red's right back up. That's the power of Mercy. I mean, and you see Testing trying to charge in. I think they could have kept Testing alive a little bit longer. Maybe staggered him a little bit more there. Looks like we're maybe seeing, we're seeing an Ana change coming out now. They got Bomb. It looks like they're going to an Ana Mercy comp, so they're actually going to probably try to do the pharmacy here and bring that over. You don't have Widow on Genji anymore. It seemed like whatever they were playing there really wasn't working. Chaos doing a fantastic, or Magic Cat doing a fantastic job there. They're swapping players. I'm getting all confused, but fantastic job there killing the Pharah right away.
Yeah, I think he got some air shots. Yeah, so here goes the dive from Paper Sword. It's not going to go that far, and they're going to try getting Magic Cat. Well, try and they succeed. So now they have to make sure the resins come out. The boot was already used, but it doesn't matter because it's going to kill. Widow is going to get a kill onto Cat, and now they're going to be able to push forward here. It's a 3v6, and basically all she wrote. Paper Sword is going to pressure this little area, and Jumper going down means a one team fight for yes. So I mean that just shows you the power of dive sometimes. When you get like 1 or 2 kills, and then you know, you're not able to hold anything else out of it. That's a very risky.
One of those situations where you have to be careful with your res. Like Mercy had the res, and that could have turned that fight right back around there. You know, you get an early pick. Now they need to pull back. They need to get out of there, and they need to pull all the way back, jump off, kill themselves, do something. The Megs need to make the commitment here, regroup with their team, stop giving charge. Because look at all the charges they're giving to the Yes right now. Just a bunch of it coming online now for Yes, where they didn't have it before, especially Widow only. Laser Blitz kind of throwing out that Tracer Bomb might have been useful later, but at the same time, you know, who's going to blame him? You know what I mean? You're getting that aggressive.
Right, it's just a Tracer Bomb.
Yeah, it's such a quick building ult too. But now you see, you got Paper Sword online, Widow only, Barrage, big Barrage, speaking of.
Yeah, really great job there. Right when they came out of the castle, he pressed Q, and that was that. I mean, you know, you have to be aware of that sort of thing, especially you saw the Pharah here on this little corner, so kind of surprised that they didn't look up.
Putting themselves in a very bad position right now. Can he get out? He does get out. That's one of the things you really should punish, unfortunately. But once again, they're coming out and just taking damage. You know they're there. and it's extra damage that really should not be taken, you know?
Yeah, and Jumper goes down early. The tire is trying to be used on the big monkey, but the big monkey does not care too much about
Cat,
it.
though, able to make a little bit of a pull out there. He's able to get 2 bombs coming in.
Testing able to get one from it, but that's not going to be enough to win this team fight. They're going to have to back out.
Yeah, this is exactly where you kind of want to be stalling, though, but at the same time, they're still losing people. This is going to allow Yes to get a re-engage much earlier. And Chaos, very close. Nice mine back on the safety, though. But it's one of those situations where you see the Megs keep coming out, and they're taking this damage from the Pharah that's behind them. That's unnecessary damage. You can see it. Widow's already at 77% again. So we'll have to say. See what happens.
Crazy. 85% now. Whoa! One air shot coming out there from Magic Cat trying to get Widow only out of the way, but Chaos goes down in the meanwhile. It does not matter. Paper Sword gets trapped, and so he's going to be able to respawn in 5 seconds. Widow only putting in damage on the Magic Cat. Actually, both Pharahs go down, and so now it's a 2v4 fight, so they're going to back out of here. Steiner in a sad place right now, and now it's just Ochre doing...
And it looks like they made the decision to think. Unfortunately, they did commit to the Mercy Valk there from Yes. That's one of the things. They do have they do have some key ults online, though. They have their DPS ults online. But I think the next fight might go the way of the Megs. The Megs have a very, very good opportunity here. That's a very dangerous place to be in Jumper. Living up to his name, almost jumping off the map there because of the far. Well, not jumping. He was pushed. But very close. But this is their moment. They have Shatter. They have Grab. They have Barrage. Bombs coming out, saved by the bubble. What a beautiful play there, but not quite enough.
At Two Shoes once again. Actually, I was testing eating up Two Shoes' ult from last time. Here comes... I don't even know what they're going to do right now. They're kind of
probably looking for the Barrage. They've just killed Magic Cat. Magic Cat has their Barrage. Barrage is about to come out. But the res does come in for Magic Cat, which is huge.
It is actually big because now they have 5 people here and their DPS, so they're going to just fire down rockets. And now Yes is going to probably back up out of here, wait for Widow only, but I don't know. This is not looking very good for Yes, is it?
That's a good play. Magic Cat has to be careful here. He has Barrage. This is one of those situations where you really want to be careful because you do have your ult online. You don't want to die with it. You know what I mean? You got the monkey on. You got this, like, you're so far forward. You have your ult, not really gaining anything from this poke damage right now. You know what I mean? They're going to get healed up. They're going to be gaining their ults from it. One of those situations where, you know, if you can kill somebody like Scener's close to the edge, maybe boop him off or something. You see where Laser is. Laser's maybe waiting for the play. They know where he is, though. But, you know, this engagement right now, it's going to be a result of what happens. You're testing, though. Big bombs. Big bomb.
That's a huge bomb, but Magic Cat trying to respond with kills of his own. Gets 2 before testing gets a 3rd kill. But the res comes up, and actually this team fight is pretty equal in terms of how many people are alive. But Jumper almost jumps off the side of the map. He's able to stay alive, but he's going to take
He didn't jump! He was pushed!
He was pushed, excuse me. He was bumped. He's bumper. He was bumped off the map. But he's killed anyways, so they're probably going to get this tick here, but it's an overtime, and so they have very little time left. And by very little, I mean like a minute and 30 seconds. So that's actually
in this situation, it was a very good job on Yes, you know, managing to get it through there. It was a pretty brawl for them. It was time to testing once again, doing a fantastic job on the D.Va. We've seen it repeatedly with his bombs and stuff like that. I think if Meg's a little bit more careful when they came to those bombs, they would be winning a lot more of these fights. But testing once again, putting the bomb right where it belongs. You know, every time gain 2, you know, and stuff like that. There are a couple of shifty bombs, but you know, coming in this fight here, they're all swapped to goats. High noon up.
Here comes the high
Magic Cat can't drop.
Can't drop, and he's able to get Chaos somehow. He's able to kill you. What happened there?
Honestly, I saw where they were. I'm surprised that it looked like he was just kind of out of position a little bit, and it resulted in that. This fight looks like it might be going the way of the Yes, however. They've been doing it. One of those fights where you might want to re-engage. Chaos coming out again, though, and unfortunately, yeah, they're not going to be able to stall here, I think, and they're just going to kind of walk it in with 30 seconds left.
Yes, they are.
That's one of those dangerous fights. You lose Chaos, and unfortunately, you know, Magic Cat gets slept the next second. Beautiful sleep coming out there from the side of Yes. They were able to get the sleep off, and Farah just fell right into it. And, you know, they were like, all right, let's just kill her real fast. And then you slowly lose. That's one of those moments where you're kind of like, oh, my 2 DPS are down, you know, let me back off. You know what I mean? Like, you kind of want to back off. And I mean, Paper Sword did a good job. She didn't really give the Ryan the chance there. She didn't give Jumper the chance. Instead, I think Jumper actually, I think it was him. He committed the Earth Shatter to that fight there.
Yes,
and
really the grab also.
Yeah. and it's one of those things where it really didn't get much for it. And it's one of those sites where you back off and you use it in culmination. I think would have been a better option. You know, I'm gonna tell you right now, Love. I can already see like my coaches watching this VOD or this recording later, and they're gonna be like, "Wow, you're actually spelling shit that makes sense. Maybe you could actually play like that from now on." I can hear it already. But you know, it's one of those things. Like, I mean, in the moment, a lot of times you make decisions like that, and I mean it could have gone either way, especially if Jumper managed to get the shatter or if the grab managed to work. But you saw Paper Sword like negate a lot of that too, because she managed to charge in, take Jumper and stuff like that, and you just saw him kind of get rolled from there. You saw Chaos go right back in, and he unfortunately was wiped twice. And I mean, it's one of those situations where you very quickly have to say to yourself, is this that? But you see Chaos actually gets a boop on the Laser Blitz. That's huge to start this fight here. And they're trapped now, I think, in there.
They're kind of trapped, but sometimes when you're trapped, that's a perfect time for you to go in. And Paper Sword takes off their main tank, and now with the superior respawn room, they're actually going to be able to come back here and fight a 6v5 if they hurry up here. It looks like they're going to hurry.
Yeah, I think that might have been a bit of over-aggression coming out from Jumper there. Unfortunately, he lost his life, and that's going to be huge for his team now. He's coming back. He's very close to getting back right now. And he's actually coming out from behind. This might work in his favor. Tire's about to come out, which could be big.
It is huge. It's going to get two. Especially Laser Blitz going down, it's going to be big. Actually, there's just kills going left, right, and center. That's 3 people on each team down. Magic Hat getting a triple, but they respond on the side of yes. Yeah, they're going to get at least 1 tick, so they're going to have to get that. They actually could maybe go back in here. It's going to be very difficult, actually.
It's very difficult with the Brigitte there, especially. You need to activate bubble. They need to make the commitment. They're not going to, and that's going to hurt them. That's going to hurt them big time. They're in overtime now, though. One of those situations where they do have a lot of time in the time bank, the Megs, fortunately. but they need to get them off of this payload right here, right now, as soon as they come through. Unfortunately, that's one of those situations where if you're gonna make that commitment, you need to big sleep coming out from Steiner there. Though Sleep's Magic Cat, but he's gonna get woken up. But instead, Steiner goes down. Shatter coming out from both sides. Bombardment coming in from Chaos. Doesn't really get anything.
No, it looks like Yes is winning this team fight. All these ults coming out from the Megs, but nothing to show for it. Here comes a bomb from Testing. Is there going to be another huge one? It is. It's going to be a triple. Oh, baby, a triple. And now they're going to have to back up even more. The animal farmer is going to have to leave. Laser Blitz, headshots, Magic Cat, and the other kitty cat goes down as well. So they're going to be pushing this very close to the second point.
Yeah, I keep seeing instances where, I see a lot of it where Yes is setting up those bombs for Testing, and that's really good to see. But I also see a lot of situations where Megs are able to counter it or outplay it where they won't die. But I also see, like, either the shield gets dropped at the last second, timing's off, or, and you lose your Rhine so fast. Like, they seem almost, like, too aggressive in taking these fights right now. And it's costing them. You're losing your Rhine early, and now can they even re-engage here?
It looks like they're going to try to, although they're not doing a very good job. Actually, now they're going onto the point. Here comes the ult from Two Shoes. The Two Shoes gets the HGH. Going to put in as much damage as possible. He gets 1 in Ochre. Chaos picking up Wood only in the back. They might actually be able to hold this. Yeah, for sure. But Paper Sword and Testing are trying their best to kill everything. The Baby Diva trying to do the Baby Diva gold damage challenge. Gets a headshot with his fist on the Trash Panda, but looks like they held it here at the end. Jumper able to come back in and get 3 kills. So really clutch from them to hold this last area. Every single map counts. So
that was a very, very good use of the Nano on the Meg side, I gotta say, coming in there. I think that was from Cat, I believe, was on Anna.
I think it was Magic Cat.
Was Magic Cat on Anna?
Or no, Trash Panda, excuse me.
Panda was on Anna. I was confused because I know Trash Panda and Cat are their healers. But I couldn't remember. That Trash Panda did a fantastic job then of using the Nano there in that last fight on Zarya in that last fight there, and keeping Two Shoes alive because the grab was up, and Two Shoes went in, and it kind of scared me. I'm not gonna lie, towards the end there, because they were all the way back there. I'm like, are they gonna touch? Are they just gonna manage to get Two Shoes forced their way in? They were like, I'm not getting caught out again, because we saw it happen on point A where Two Shoes got kind of caught and couldn't get out because of the brig. Right. You know what I mean? And they said, we're not going to let that happen again. They pushed out. They did a fantastic job of just staying alive for a few seconds. Got the Nano, got the grab off, and did damage till, as you said, till Jumper came back and just could start swinging. And I mean, maybe it was a little bit of over-aggression coming out from Yes that helped them there, because you saw Yes kind of move away, and they let Two Shoes kind of come in from behind there a little bit. Not really behind, but kind of like get through them. Kind of looking at it from like a third-person point of view here. But you know, it's just really good use of the nano. Kept the Zarya alive. Luckily, he wasn't anti or anything from Steiner. I think Steiner could have gotten the anti, and that might have been it. But you know, once again, we're gonna see them push in here. Looks like 2-2-2 from both sides.
Yeah, they like this far Mercy, but they seem to try to counter this now with Laser Blitz going on the McCree. They have the McCree goats going on, so we'll see if they can get that pressure in from Paper Sore onto their main tanks. Although a big cripple comes out, Chaos is able to take advantage of that to some degree. He's going to get 2. He's going to kill Laser Blitz, who's there specifically to counter him. So are they going to take it slow, or are they going to push in aggressively?
This is one of those moments where I think they really need to take the push love. They already have 2 down. You know what I mean? You're pretty much healed up. Push the fight, you know what I mean? Like, you don't want to get them back. Like, right now, you're looking at it from third-person point of view. They're right there. You got Steiner, and you got, or not Steiner, you got Laser, and I think Osher coming right back. You know, you've lost your advantage. You've lost your advantage now. You've already pushed up this far, and it's one of those moments you really don't want to take it too slow. And now you got this coming out. It's danger zone now. You're in danger. The big shatter, though, coming out from Jumper.
And Jumper putting them into the danger zone, although luckily he gets stunned there to the side of Yes. Now they're going to stay alive just a little bit longer, but it doesn't really matter. He's going to get 2 with that, and now it's actually looking a little bit dicey, although a big cripple coming out on testing is probably going to turn the tide completely into the side of the Megs. Laser Blitz trying to stay alive as long as possible, but...
Yeah. That's one of the situations once again where if you have the ults, you want to use them. You know what I mean? Like, you're in it. You got a minute 44. Not bad, but you're in danger zone. I don't know. I believe right now you can push through this point with, I believe it is 45 seconds, I think, is for each portion of the point, give or take. It's a little bit closer to that because they give you a minute 30, so I think they give you time for like 2 pushes. Usually you get a minute 30 off of each point capture. Unfortunately, you don't get that in overtime here, so your time's taken away. You have a minute 22. Nice grab, though.
Nice grab, but a nice counter high spoon from Laser Blitz. Oh, that was beautiful. Right under the grab's nose. So great shot from Laser Blitz, and now they're gonna have to go back and spend about 20 seconds just regrouping. They have 4 ults on their side, and wow, Chaos going down really bad. Chaos, what are you doing staggering like that, my man?
I know, right? I was out of position. Getting caught out like that, you know, they did a good job being aggressive there. They took out Chaos. Chaos has his ult, though, which is huge. They have a lot of ults online, whereas Testing has his ult, which could be big. It's a Zarya ult, so, I mean, they're kind of going through a choke, and that's kind of dangerous. You kind of want to, what you want to do here is have the Rhine force out the grab, kind of, by himself. You don't want to have your entire team caught by it. Unfortunately, there, Bob going in back line though. Bob needs to be slept, but if they can get Bob to be woken up here, it would be pretty big. Mirage coming in from Chaos, already got 2.
Bob wakes up there at the end, but not until after Chaos gets his double, so he's not as needed. Although Ogre gets some kills too, so, and here comes the grab. There's no shield to stop all this damage either, so Paper Store is just going to swing away, and she gets a triple with that. They only have 15 seconds left to go back in, but Jumper not really able to do anything. He's playing that pinball.
Too far there, I think. Yeah, you're in a situation now where you're gonna lose your mercy. 2 shoes wants to get in and get over, but I don't think they're gonna let him in. Yeah, no, it's looking like it's going the way of Yes.
Yeah, it's a 4-0 for Yes. Pretty scrappy all 4 of these maps, but Yes handily taking it 4-0. So
I've seen a lot of situations where I think the fights could have gone the other way. Once again, like, you know, you're playing into, you saw it at the end there. And stuff like that, you know, like if you're on the Forest Schooner, you know what I mean? On a lot of these maps, I think if they had stayed with the 2-2-2, especially on like Volskaya, and beautiful coming in front of Laser. Once again, though, it's one of those situations where if Jumper had been in front of his team with the shield, you know,
yeah, I think he got grabbed there. He saw like the grab on his team. He's like, all right.
Yeah, I want to go in command. I mean, I've fallen for that myself many times, and I mean, I can't really blame the guy for that. But it's one of those situations where I think that would have saved them there. And in the last fight too, you know, you're both down 2. You know what I mean? You got the barrage off. You lost Chaos. But at the same time, they took 2 of your players. Now, I think actually they only took 1 because Mercy tried for the res and was not able to get the res. Cat was not able to get the res. But she used Valk for it. They used Valk early and they committed it. I think if they had either held Valk a little bit longer so they could have healed through maybe the grab a little bit. But, you know, it's a lot of, once again, it's a lot of what ifs.
A lot of what ifs and a lot of ruminating for the side of Megs here. But Yes, gonna take this one, and so what does that do to the standings? Let's take a look at those standings. Right
so currently looking at the standings, I believe Yes is in 4th place with the Megs in 3rd. Megs had a fantastic first season, so I believe.
Well, here they both go 12 and 4, I believe. Is that correct?
Yeah, I believe they equal out, don't they?
Yeah, but seeing as though I think yes, they add 4 to their map column, so they're going to be 20 or 46 and 21. Meanwhile, the Megs are 46 and 15, so they still have the better map differential, so they're going to still be above yes here. And it's going to we're coming down to the wire. We're going to have to see what happens between Ghost Peppers and the Megs and yes and how that all plays out.
Well,
But now yes is very
I'm
close to be
actually
getting
on
third.
Ghost Peppers. I think we've already played. We played the Megs this season. I think they were
Right.
our very first game coming into stage 2, so I don't believe we played them again. We don't play boosted, so we're actually not really worried too much about that. We played yes. We gave up our one of our losses to yes.
Right.
Once again, it was very good team. Fantastic job. Um, but I think this week, if I'm remembering correctly, and you guys can feel free to come and check it out too, if anybody's available and free to watch. We have our match against the Expandables and against Chinese Takeout.
Right.
I think we're moving the one to Wednesday because we got special permission for Wednesday, I believe. So
Okay.
that'll be interesting. I don't know if they'll, change our standing too much. I think a lot of teams are kind of finally cementing their placements uh, at this point in time. You see, like for example, like I think boosted us and the Megs. I think in the standings, the current standing charts have clinched our positions, but I believe this game might have clinched yes. I'm not 100% on that because of Burns placement, because that'll put them at 12-4, and I
Hmm.
believe Burn might be able to take it away from them because I think it's the top 4 that are clinched, right? For
Uh,
playoffs. I believe that's how it works.
I well, no, everyone. If you're in the top 8, you're clinched for playoffs, right?
Okay. Okay. So the ones that are in
At the end.
major danger right now, I think the standings themselves might not change too much as long as like, you know, Ghost Peppers, Megs, and yes, don't really screw up too much, or boosted by the way, is somehow found out that I don't know, they're boosting. I
Right.
don't know. But I don't see them doing it. They're good guys. So, I mean like I think at this point a lot of the top stuff is placed. I think Furious Unicorns is maybe in a bit of danger, maybe Bot Camp. Bot Camp, I'm a bit worried about because they're taking over the win
Team
loss
Verdant.
record. Yeah, for Team Verdant.
Right.
We got a chance to play against them, and I definitely see potential there. But I don't think we never actually played Verdant. We only played Bot Camp.
Okay. Right.
But from what I've seen from the VODs and stuff for Verdant, they were a bit more cohesive.
Hmm.
Whether Bot Camp comes back next season, I think we could see something from that. But I think we might see an upset here, maybe coming in from Overwatch or Power Naps. Big game actually, I think tomorrow for those two. I'm actually casting that one as well. Overwatch versus Power Naps Sunday at 9, I believe, or they might have moved it to 9:30. But I think that game's going to be important for them because that's going to, put them one of them at 7-9, or I think with the current standings, right? I think I'm looking at the current one at it saved. But I think that'll put them at 7-9. So once again, the map differential is super important, but at the same time,
Hmm.
that could bring them a step closer because if Furious Unicorns loses one or Bot Camp, loses one, Bot Camp's going to start falling down maybe, and Furious Unicorns, if they lose, they could fall down. I think maybe the top 6 are kind of sitting in a spot right now where they're guaranteed playoffs no matter what. You know what I
Yep.
mean?
Yep.
So maybe we'll see some changes there. Once again, the new teams coming in too. Unfortunately, like teams like Gold Gang, unfortunately, and a lot of the new players coming in, I don't think they can do playoffs. I think the rule is too, isn't it? I think I was told that somewhere that the new teams came in
Right.
two cannot go to playoffs.
Correct.
So Gold Gang, I think Chinese Takeout Academy, Nevermore actually pulled out. So we're gonna have to. There's gonna be film for that. So that might actually create some opportunities too for a lot of teams that weren't sure, because Nevermore Academy was actually a pretty good team when we got a chance to play them. They weren't quite there yet. I think they were trying to adjust to Owlet and stuff like that, but they definitely gave us trouble on some maps. So with them pulling out, I think a lot of teams fighting each other, especially the lower ranked teams and stuff like that. That might be an opportunity for them to maybe still spot in playoffs, whether that's FU's spot, Bot Camp spot, Wisdom spot. I don't know. But I think we'll see those opportunities there, and especially too, as I said before, with the new changes coming out, it's going to be what teams adjust very quickly to Baptiste, to the Reaper changes, the Zen changes, the Lucio changes, especially stuff like that. You got the changes coming out to Zarya and her damage. You got changes coming out to a lot of like the way they interact with each other, healing changes, the invincibility drone. Uh, like stuff like that. A lot of in the next coming week and coming into that too, we're going into the finals with this. You know what I mean? So the
Right.
playoffs are a bit up in the air as well. Like, I don't think any teams are out there practicing on the PTR. I hate to say it. I know my team isn't.
Probably not.
Maybe Boosted is. Maybe Megs. I don't know. Maybe the top teams along with us are. Maybe they're like, we got to go on that PTR and we got to practice. Hey, you do that. That's fine. But at the same time, these changes are coming in. I don't know. I'll get your opinion on this, Love. But what do you think about them? Like, what do you think these changes are going to do for the teams? Coming into it.
I don't know. I don't like to play too much of a predictor. We'll have to see what happens with between all these teams when the new PTR patch comes out. But anyways, we need to end this cast because I gotta go use the potty.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
So from me and Chaos, SilentMarine holding it down on observation. Thank you so much, Silent, for coming in on the last minute and doing it. So
yeah, thank you, Silent. Appreciate it.
yeah,
Appreciate
for
the
everyone
opportunity,
here, an Owlet. Thank you for watching the OWO. My name's LuvGangster. This is Chaos. Chaos, send us away.
Thanks again for watching, guys. I'm Chaos. Hope to see you guys at either our games, watching the playoffs, watching the next games, or tuning in tomorrow for Overwatch versus Power Naps. Have a great night, guys.
Bye bye.